Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to go over another alternative of what you can do for making your book. So yesterday we used the paper bag. This is the leftover part. We used the paper bag to make our second page of the signature in our book. Now let's say you don't have that book or you don't want to use a baggie. I want to give you an option of what you can do, and that would be this. I'll show you how to make this. The other thing is maybe you want that page, the structure of the page, but you don't want it to look like that. So I'm going to show you how to make something a little bit more feminine and pretty to put in a book like this. So let's get started. You want to take a piece of your craft paper. So on the cover I wanted you to have a heavier piece of craft paper. Okay, for this part I would like you to have more of a lightweight piece. So even if you have a piece of, instead of cardstock, a piece of paper that more has the craft type look, that would be nice. This has kind of a paper feel to it rather than a cardstock feel to it. This is the cardstock like we used on the cover, and you just see the stiffness that it has to it. So it works, it's just stiff, and so it'll just have a different feel in your book. So it's not a bad feel by any means, but just keep that in mind when you make this. So I'm going to make the thinner one right now so you can see how that'll look in comparison. There we go. So here is 9 1/4, and I'm going to cut that off. Now what I want to do, I want to make the lip, which will be the pocket of the page. I'm going to use my scoreboard, but you can just measure it up and make that same distance for it. You want to find 1 1/4 inch. I'm going to make a score line there. So now I have my measurement. What I want to do now is fold my paper and burnish it to just kind of get it to flatten out for me. Then I'm going to fold it one more time. This is going to be the length of the book, and then it'll be folded in half. So now we have the exact same shape of what we have in the book. We want to do some gluing now. Actually, I should say, at this point, if you want to do any distressing, like let's say I want to distress these edges of the turned pocket, this is the point that you want to do something like that. It's just easiest. So there, I've got that, and if I want to do anything else of the other parts, I can do that later. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on the turned pocket areas, one on each side. Glue that down. So let me show you in the book what we're aiming for. If I can open it up here. On the first part, this part, we have the pocket, right? And that's going to be just like this. So I have the open side at the top, and here's our pocket. So I'm going to open this up, and on the back side, you're going to see that we're going to have a tuck in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add glue along this edge, and then glue along this edge. This edge is going to be closed, and this edge is going to be closed off. When we sew our book in, this will automatically also be closed off, so there's no need for any kind of glue or anything there. So now I'm going to glue right here, and then I'm going to glue the end of the book. So this area here, which is what was naturally just closed off by the baggie. So just kind of hold it down until it's secure. I've got a little glue squishing out, and I don't have one of my towelettes nearby. That's okay, go with the flow. And I wipe it off on my hands. So now we have a nice page, and then you would continue on decorating it just like the other one. So there's that. Okay, now I want to show you how to make that bag replacement if you're doing something more of like a floral book or something that's not the Fisher theme book, and you want something different. You maybe don't want a bag there, but you want the same kind of structure. So that's what I want to show you right now. If you have a piece of paper that has a print on both sides, you're good to go. You can follow the instructions that I gave you for this one. It's the exact same thing. But let's say you have a piece of paper that only has the print on one side. This is how you're going to make that. First, you want to cut your piece of paper 8 inches by 9 inches. 8 inches is going to be the length of your page, and the 9 inches is going to be how big it is when you fold it up. Once you have that cut out, go ahead and fold your page in half, and then you're going to fold it in half once more. Okay. Here's your page, and here's your page. You're going to have the open side at the top. At this point, what you want to do is grab your glue. We're going to close off a few areas. So we want this pocket side open on this side right here, and then we want it open at the top right here. Okay? So I'm going to take my glue, put a bead of glue right there, and put a bead of glue right there. Okay. We have those going. So while that's drying, you want to pick out a strip of paper. I picked out a strip of paper, something that will coordinate with it. And go ahead and at this point you want to ink the sides of your paper because you won't be able to ink it once it's all wrapped around it. So by inking the sides, you're covering up that white edge of the paper. It just changes the look a little bit when you do it. It's a nice look. So this page, you don't even have to measure. You can do what I'm doing right here. I'm going to have this at the bottom. I'm going to wrap it around the top, and I'm going to wrap it around here. I want to leave a little lip going above because I want it to go underneath this top strip. So this is going to be a pocket, right? So we're not going to be having it glued down completely on all areas. I want to put glue right here because that's going to be glued down, and along the bottom edge that's going to go, make sure I'm doing that right. I start gluing on the wrong side. Okay, so I'm just going to glue my bottom edge first so that I don't mess up. So this is my pocket. I want my, oh no, I did have it the right side. I want my edge to go right here. Okay, that's going to be the part where this is going to flip around and go over the top. So I can open this up now, and I'm going to put a bead of glue along the bottom edge and at the very top where it's going to close. I can also put a touch right there just to keep it secure. So, and then I can start closing it up. Got it on my table. And then closing it up to meet. Okay. So I want to check to make sure my glue isn't seeping over and closing off this area. I want to make sure that's open. So, and then I can also check to make sure I still have a pocket. And I do. And I do. So I am good to go. So this is all set. And we're ready for the next part in the next page.